What's up, team? It is Coach Kayla here, coming at you for another foam rolling series. We are on episode 5. So for this week, I kind of just wanted to cover just some of the basics, almost kind of bringing it back to the first one, talking about some of my favorite moves, but also discussing specifically like timing of foam rolling. I've gotten a lot of questions about that. When to foam roll before your workout, or why, or what to do before a workout, and then versus foam rolling after, or should you just have a foam rolling on your rest day on a Sunday and just keep it there. It's kind of pretty simple, and it's really going to be specific to each person and their goals and how tight they are and all of that stuff. So we're going to dive into it. I'm going to just kind of discuss how you should foam roll before the workout, what some of my go-tos are, and probably common exercises that you guys would want to do as well. A lot of the times we're quad dominant, right? We tend to have tight lower backs from sitting too much or from doing really anything, and our shoulders tend to get tight too, right around the neck, right? So there's certain things that you probably want to consider rolling before a workout, and again, it will depend on the workout as well. And then there's things that you want to consider for rolling after, and then it's never a bad idea to make sure that you're including a good 10, even 20-minute mobility workout, I guess you could call it, on a Sunday, which might be your rest day, where you take a couple foam rolling exercises, you take a couple stretches, maybe a couple breathing exercises. That is definitely a great idea as well, and I highly encourage that because a lot of the time we don't take the time to do it before, and after the workout we're exhausted and yeah, we know how important stretching is, but we kind of just want to get home and have a protein shake and do what we got to do because that workout was hard. So it's definitely a good idea to try to incorporate it on your rest day. That way if you don't hit it as many times as you should throughout the week, you at least have that one day where you can kind of focus on moving the body and just being ready for your next week of workouts. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm going to kind of just talk about my favorite exercises or foam rolling kind of techniques that I use before a workout. So there are 2 reasons to foam roll before a workout. First one's pretty obvious, is that you're tense or tight and you're just kind of sore and you need to loosen up the body, loosen up those muscles so that they're ready for the workout, right? You don't want to work cold muscles, we know that. Same thing as you don't want to overwork super tight muscles. If you think of a rubber band, right, and you pull it tight and tight, it works kind of, right, and it still has that elasticity, but if you pull it too tight and then you put weight on it, it will snap, right? So if your muscles are really tight and you're adding a lot of load to it, you're going to end up hurting yourself. So the back tends to be really tight for most of us, so what my go-to, pretty much no matter what, if I see a foam roller, I'm going to do this before the workout or in the morning or any time of the day, the full back roll, which we all know. So you start at the top, kind of right below your neck or right on your traps almost. Keep your hands up. Try to reach for the sky because that will allow you to get a little bit deeper. So versus here, where I'm getting kind of just the top part, right, and then I'm coming up, I can get deep kind of in those shoulder blades a little bit. The more you reach, and then here. And then this is where I mentioned if you have a ponytail or a hood, you're going to want to hold it. I'm just going to move it a little bit further down so I have room. Lifting up the neck, and then rolling all the way down to your lower back, right? And it depends. So you can start with the upper back first, right? So you don't have to work your core too much. And then if you feel like you need to go lower, you can reposition, right? And kind of get it right on your lower back, basically right on your tailbone almost. And then you can kind of sit here, and you can roll this way. And you can even just kind of sit here and allow the foam roller to kind of do its thing wherever you might feel that tension or tightness, right? What it looks like when I do the whole thing though is I'm literally just rolling, lifting my head, tucking my chin a little bit, all the way using your core, and then coming back and forth. And then I'll always kind of twist a little bit to kind of get the side. And this is definitely probably my favorite one actually, because if you do it, you'll feel like your back's cracked and all that, and it feels really good. So the second one, my go-to, if I'm doing a full body or an upper body, I will always roll my lats. Reason being is because it's connected to so many different things and it's the biggest part of your back, right? So if this is tight, it can pull on your low back muscles, which is again a common issue with a lot of people. And if it's too tight, it can cause issues in the shoulder, right? So this one is always something I roll, especially if I'm doing a specific upper body workout. So when you're here, you're lying completely, my arm is fully extended, right? And right behind the armpit and kind of next to your shoulder blade, you're gonna roll here lats, it can help take off tension in the shoulder and the lower back, as I mentioned. So I almost always roll the lats before a full body workout or an upper body workout, right? And then you can do the same thing to the other side. So I would do my full back, I would do my lats, and then if I'm doing a full body day, I will roll my quads, full body or leg day. So for that, you can flip over. A lot of us are probably very tight in the quads. Most of us are quad dominant. So we're going to just relax. I'm on my forearms here, okay? And then rolling, keeping my legs straight, relaxing, right? I'm not tensing. If you bend it, you're gonna feel it a lot more. Rolling all the way to the knees and then back. Slow and controlled, right? You don't wanna do anything quick. And you really wanna control that breathing. And then when you're here, I feel it, but you can twist, right, your legs. So I'm rotating my legs inward and outward. And then you can also kind of, from here, go into the IT band on the side, which sometimes I'll do, but quads I almost always hit. And usually you can loosen up kind of this part as well. So the IT band is coming right alongside the side of your leg. Flipping my leg over in front. We did this last week in episode 4. And just kind of, just enough to loosen it, right? You're not gonna feel completely relaxed from it, but it's enough to at least make sure that you're not super, super tight when you're going to go ahead and then add more weight to your workout. We don't want to put a heavy load on super, super tight muscles. So those are the basics that I will do before a workout if I am tight in those areas, or even when I'm not. Another reason to foam roll before the workout is to activate these muscles. So a common one that, or common muscle that is not always active is our glutes. So a lot of us have weak glutes because we sit on them, right? And when we're standing, we're not actively squeezing our glutes, right? So a lot of the time, if we have weak glute muscles, our backs will compensate, and that is a common issue, or a common reason why we have low back issues is because our glutes are not strong enough, right? So when I am hitting legs, usually legs, or if it's full body as well, but specifically if I know I'm gonna go heavy on legs, I will make sure that I foam roll my glutes just enough to kind of wake them up, right? It's not that I'm necessarily tight there, I might be, but I also wanna make sure that I'm waking them up so that they're ready for the workout. So that way they're like, oh, hello, here I am. And now I know that I need to contract, you know, and pay attention during the squats and stuff so that our quads and lower back and everything else doesn't overcompensate. So you're sitting on it, we're doing the figure 4, we're leaning in the direction of that leg that's up, and we're rolling. And we can also do this with a straight leg here to kind of get the top of the glute, right? The glute. And then if we're here, we're getting a little bit deeper in that piriformis, which is often tight, but again, I do this usually when I'm hitting legs to loosen it up, but also to wake it up. And then as I've mentioned before, if we're foam rolling to wake up the muscles, regardless, waking up or soreness, when we're foam rolling before a workout, you do not want to go over 90 seconds, 2 minutes is kind of pushing it. So if I'm focusing on one glute for more than 90 seconds, it can have the opposite effect and it will not work in your favor, and it will actually desensitize the muscle, and in turn it won't contract when you need it to contract and work out, and then again that will be when your lower back comes into play or another part of your body. So you do have to pay attention to time after a workout. You still do, but it's kind of like you're just sitting there, you might be like on your phone rolling out your quads. It's not as big of a deal, but again, the longer you foam roll, the more it can work not in your favor. That's not how I wanted to word that, but you understand. So when you're foam rolling before a workout, like I said, you'll have 2 different reasons. If you're sore or tender or tight or whatever, foam roll those areas so that they're ready for the workout and they're not too tight. You don't want to work out on those tight muscles. Or if you're working a specific muscle that you know is usually underactive, you can foam roll that for 30 to 60 seconds to wake up that muscle so it's ready to contract. After a workout, similar kind of guidelines. You don't want to really foam roll more than 2 minutes. Again, the sweet spot is really 60 to 90 seconds, probably about a minute. But after the workout, just like stretching, it's important that you're focusing on the muscles that you worked, especially the muscles where you're normally tight, right? So calves is a very common one. So when you're rolling, like if you're doing any workout, full body, legs, even upper body because you're standing, it's good to work the calves. So I would be here, right, and depending on how tight or sore I am, right, you can rotate your legs in and out, you can lift your body up, you can step stack, right? That will give it a lot more pressure, but making sure that when you find that sweet spot, you're really breathing and then slowly rolling back, ooh, and forth, right? And again, you can kind of flex and relax your feet and do different rotations side to side to make sure that you're hitting it at different angles. So foam rolling before a workout can be to help activate those muscles that usually aren't awake when they need to be, and it can also help kind of release a lot of tension. Foam rolling after the workout is just the same as stretching, right? So it's just gonna help you, loosen up and relax those muscles that we're working and are probably super tight and pumped up during the workout. You can certainly, and like I said in the beginning, I highly suggest you adding a whole kind of full body foam rolling series with some extra stretching on a rest day. Because that way when we miss a day of foam rolling before or after a workout, we can at least kind of make it up if we can focus, or we can just set one day for a mobility foam rolling stretching day. It will help you so much for your workouts that are gonna come throughout the week. So that was just kind of a little refresher and kind of just talking specifically about the timing of foam rolling and when is best to do it. There's really no good time. It's all about listening to your body. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, wow, I could really use some foam rolling. So when you feel tense, tight, sore, whatever it might be, you just kind of need to wake up, you feel that kink in your neck. It's a great idea to just foam roll and to just loosen up the body so that you're ready, you're more mobile, even just for the day, right? You want to feel good as you're going through doing household chores, playing with the kids, whatever it might be. But when you're foam rolling before the workout, you want to make sure that you're foam rolling the muscles that you're working, because you want to loosen up those tight muscles so they're ready for the workout, and then again you want to activate those muscles so they're ready for the workout. So if you're activating muscles that are not going to be used during the workout, you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. It's not a big deal, but if you're focusing primarily on the legs, I would highly encourage you just to stretch and roll out the legs. After the workout, that's a different story because you've already done your workout. You're kind of just doing it just to kind of relax and get the body just, moving and feeling better and all of that. So feel free to do a full body roll after the workout or on your rest day. But before the workout, a little bit shorter with the foam rolling and making sure that you're focusing only on the muscles that you'll be working for that day. Set some time aside to foam roll, whether it's before or after the workout, or again, set maybe a specific day where you're doing just some extra mobility work, because it is super, super important to make sure that you are not only working your body, gaining muscle and strength and all that, but actually making sure that you're resting and recovering properly as well. So this was a little bit of a refresher, right? But next week I want you guys to comment below, or I'll probably put up a poll about what you want me to cover specifically moving forward. And this can be non-foam rolling, so it can be stretching, anything kind of recovery-based injury, something that, I always have a tight neck, let's say, what can I do, before, after, or on my rest day to help alleviate some of that tension. So let me know what you want to learn next, and I will see you next week for episode 6. Have an awesome rest of your day.